So, for those of you who may or may not know, at the moment in the UK we are basically under general election go-go signs, essentially. So we've got, what, less than 2 weeks now, about roughly, less than 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Now, and basically, old Dan Jarvis came calling, and Dan Jarvis has been posting around everywhere in Barnsley, giving people letters saying, "Oh, I understand you're thinking of voting Conservative." Well, we're not. No one in this house is. But I'll read it because it's quite an interesting read. So, dear resident, I'm contacting you because I understand that you are considering voting Conservative in the general election. Firstly, you should be aware that the Conservative candidate for Barnsley Central lives in Devon. That pisses me off straight away, but that's another topic for a conversation another time. Not Conservatives in general, just MPs trying to be MPs for different constituencies when they've never lived there. So how would an MP for Devon understand, you know, the needs for Barnsley? I'm getting off my high horse, but that's a topic I think for after the election is over. It is extremely unlikely that she will actually visit Barnsley more than once or twice during the course of this general election campaign. Secondly, it is important to remember the threat the Conservatives pose to Barnsley under their watch. Our local schools are facing huge cuts, which will mean fewer teachers. Our NHS is stretched to breaking point, and working tax credits are being cut so that millionaires can enjoy tax breaks. I appreciate that it can be difficult to make a decision based between local and national factors in how to vote in this election, but Barnsley Central needs an MP who will stand up for Barnsley. Don't all MPs, Dan? I've worked tirelessly to make sure your voice is heard and your interests defended. Before standing for Parliament, I served in the British Army because I believe in the importance of public service. Having been your MP for the last 6 years, I am delighted by a huge amount of time to raise the issues that matter to local people, and I've never lost sight of the fact that I'm here to serve you. This is why it is important that we need a strong local champion to provide effective opposition to the Tory government so that Barnsley's interests are best served. I will always support the policies which reflect the values we stand for in Barnsley. Now, bear in mind, this came, what, the day before the manifesto, and we've heard a couple of rumours that Dan Jarvis is probably going to be, and probably him and Diane Abbott are probably going to, if Corbyn loses this election, launch a plan to literally force Corbyn out. Which, again, I'd love to actually question him on whether he would actually answer the question. We don't know. Again, unfortunately, I wasn't in when he called. So, number one, deliver the best Brexit deal for Barnsley. Okay. Any Brexit deal needs to be delivered first on a national scale. Us leaving the EU, and Dan Jarvis knows this, he argued the point for it as well, so did I, that a lot of our funding that has improved this town in terms of business support, infrastructure, just a lot of the support that we've got has come directly from the EU. And now, again, that's gone. We don't have access to that anymore. And remember, all this stuff came directly from the EU, not the government. And it was companies and organisations that applied for this directly to the EU, not through the government. So where is all this funding going to come from now? So Dan's response to that is, I'm working to secure the best Brexit deal for Barnsley that maximises our ability to grow our economy and better manage immigration. I will stand up for the best possible deal, one that prioritises jobs, the economy and living standards. Notice how he mentions immigration, because the number one why people voted around here was because they're fed up of migrants. Yeah, enough said about that, really. A strong and independent local voice. I have a proven record in delivering for the people of Barnsley. We need a strong voice standing up for local people in Parliament, for a strong opposition when it is required. focusing on local challenges we face to deliver real results. Every time I make a decision, I ask myself, is this the right thing to do for the people of Barnsley? I will speak out against anything which is not in the best interests of our town. You could have put what you've actually done down. Just, bit of advice for you. Number 3, a strong national defence. I understand the importance of protecting our national security and strong defence. I believe my life before, since entering Parliament, I have worked to protect the UK from very real threats we face. I believe in a strong defence policy to protect our country, and I support the renewal of Trident nuclear deterrent. Corbyn doesn't. Interesting. 4. Protect our pensioner incomes by legislation to keep the triple lock on state pensions up till 2025. I've been working to support older people in Barnsley to maintain the triple lock on state pensions up till 2025. This will guarantee that state pensions will rise in line with average wages inflation, or 2.5% each year, whichever is higher. This will make pensions at least £655 better off by the end of the next Parliament. And then, of course, he goes on to his final things. If you want to know more about the work I've done in Parliament, you go to the website. So far, blah blah blah, best wishes. So that's Dan Jarvis. So my essential thoughts on that is interesting that Dan thinks that there is an actual legitimate threat from the Conservatives in the Barnsley constituency area, which I find very laughable, because quite frankly the people of Barnsley will vote for a donkey if it's got a red rosette on. This is Labour heartland we're talking about. This isn't a swing state at all. In fact, I do not literally know the last time Barnsley did not have a Labour MP, or at least a strong majority Labour council. But there you go. Maybe he knows something that we don't know. Who knows? So that's Dan Jarvis, possibly the next leader of the Labour Party. Interesting, very interesting indeed. We'll have to see what happens come post-election, but I will certainly be commenting on that.